This is the end. So we have a video from Times Radio, and guys, it's insane. We saw that debate together. We saw what Joe Biden said and did at that debate. All right, the 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 craziest thing that Trump did was be quiet and allow Joe Biden to speak because that is what really brought things home. That Joe was not entirely there. Trump won most of that debate not based on what he said, but what he did not say at all by simply being silent and allowing Joe to speak. To say CNN did not help Joe would not be true because there were various points where CNN cut Joe off and basically said, okay, that's enough. All right. Because he was rambling incoherently. That was literally them saving him. It was such a national disgrace. We all saw it with our own two eyes. And you have his people. You have people on the leftist media that are panicking right now, saying that they all saw it. How much longer are we going to pretend that we didn't just see this? Who's running things at the White House? Who's helping him if he's not able to be coherent enough to make it through a normal day? It's a very, very serious situation. And everyone is panicking right now. And the Democrats are panicking. They were like, well, how do we get him out? Well, we can't. Either he has to step down and step aside, or he can basically just keep on going. Either that or invoking the 25th Amendment. And what's intriguing about this right now is it does seem that the Democrats may actually end up being in on it. They may help to invoke the 25th Amendment to have him removed from office. And if he's removed, then Camila would take over, and then they could choose whomever they want to represent them in November. And that might be their best shot at this moment. I mean, we always say the presidents are selected, not elected. But if that doesn't prove true this time, it's not looking so great. That's if he actually makes it to November. Let's just go ahead and jump right into the video.
Sure that we're able to make every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with the COVID. With dealing with everything we have to do with. Look, if we finally beat Medicare.
The 46th President of the United States, Joe Biden.
Folks, how are you? Great to be here. Thank you.
And please welcome the 45th President of the United States, Donald Trump.
We are very, very close to World War III, and he's driving us there. And Kim Jong-un and President Xi of China, Kim Jong-un of North Korea, all of these, Putin, they don't respect him. They don't fear him. They have nothing going with this gentleman, and he's going to drive us into World War III.
You want a World War III, let him follow and win, and let Putin say, do what you want, NATO.
I will have that war settled between Putin and Zelensky as president-elect before I take office on January 20th. I'll have that war settled. People being killed so needlessly, so stupidly, and I will get it settled, and I'll get it settled fast before I take office.
The only person on this stage is a convicted felon is the man I'm looking at right now. And the fact of the matter is, what he's telling you is simply not true. The fact is that there was no effort on his part to stop what was going on up in Capitol Hill. And all those people, every one of those who are convicted, deserves to be convicted. The crimes that you are still charged with, and think of all the civil penalties you have. How many billions of dollars do you owe in civil penalties for molesting a woman in public, for doing a whole range of things, of having sex with a porn star on the night while your wife was pregnant? I mean, what are you talking about? You have the morals of an alley cat.
Give you a minute, sir.
I didn't have sex with a porn star. Well, I took 2 tests, cognitive tests. I aced them, both of them, as you know. We made it public. He took none. I'd like to see him take one, just one. And, we knock on wood wherever we may have wood, that I'm in very good health. I just won 2 club championships, not even senior, 2 regular club championships. To do that, you have to be quite smart, and you have to be able to hit the ball a long way. and I do it. He doesn't do it. He can't hit a ball 50 yards. He challenged me to a golf match. He can't hit a ball 50 yards.
You can see he is 6'5" and only 223 pounds, or 235 pounds. Well, you said 6'4", 200. Well, anyway, that's what you're. Anyway, just take a look at what he says he is, and take a look at what he is. Look, I'd be happy to have a driving contest with him. I got my handicap, which when I was vice president, down to a 6. But by the way, I told you before, I'm happy to play golf with you if you carry your own bag.
If it's a fair and legal and good election, absolutely. I would have much rather accepted these, but the fraud and everything else was ridiculous. And if you want, we'll have a news conference on it in a week, or we'll have another one of these in a week. But I will absolutely, there's nothing I'd rather do. It would be much easier for me to do that than I'm running again. I wasn't really going to run until I saw the horrible job he did. He's destroying our country.
There is no evidence of that at all. And I tell you what, I doubt whether you'll accept it because you're such a whiner. The idea to do is fix the tax system. For example, we have 1,000 trillionaires in America. Billionaires in America. And what's happening? They're in a situation where they, in fact, pay 8.2% in taxes. If they just paid 24%, 25%, either one of those numbers, they'd raise $500 million, billion dollars, I should say, in a 10-year period. We'd be able to wipe out his debt. We'd be able to help make sure that all those things we need to do, child care, elder care, making sure that we continue to strengthen our health care system, making sure that we're able to make every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with the COVID, with dealing with everything we have to do with, look, if we finally beat Medicare.
Thank you, President Biden. President Trump?
Well, he's right. He did beat Medicare. He beat it to death, and he's destroying Medicare.
There you guys have it. So we saw it, just how badly Biden was struggling to get his words out. He's barely able to speak. He's not doing well. All right. He was making confusing millionaires with trillionaires and bringing up Medicare when he's discussing something else completely. He was very incoherent. He was not able to walk off the stage on his own. His wife had to literally hold his hand and take him off the stage like a little boy. You know, he didn't know. I'm so serious. It was so bad. She was like, "Oh, Joe." She was like, "Good job, Joe. You answered all of the questions. I am so proud of you, my little guy. I'm so proud of you. You were able to answer all of the questions. You got through the entire debate all by yourself. And we're gonna go and get ice cream after this." Like, I mean, it was an absolute and utter disgrace. Absolute and utter disgrace that we witnessed there. Okay. And this is the person who's running our country right now. I mean, look at the picture. Look at this. This is Joe Biden after the debate, Joe Biden is holding on to her like a child because he cannot get off the stage by himself. Like, this is what we have running in November. All right, have a good look at that. And then you've got smug Trump who's just enjoying himself because he knows everyone's seeing this and are basically like, holy cow. And they've done some recent polls. It's interesting what they're finding in the polls. They're finding that younger Americans are actually moving away from voting for Joe, while 52% of boomers are still supporting him. Why would the boomers still be supporting him? Because they all know what's going on. They all know it's a scheme. They all know it's a scam right now. They all know that he's not really there. Someone else is at the wheel. But they're just focused on ensuring that they get their Medicaid and their Social Security and keep things moving along. You know, they want hyperinflation. A lot of the boomers, they want Joe to stay in there. They love Bidenomics because Bidenomics makes their real estate worth more. All right. So the value of their real estate keeps on going up. All right. The value of the real estate keeps on going up while the value of cash keeps on going down. All right. So basically you need more money in the economy. So they have to print more money, meaning the boomers will ultimately get more Social Security. They'll get more Social Security. their garbage will be, the junk that they purchased 40, 50 years ago, those homes, those things will be worth, $1 million, $2 million, while the average person is still only making $55,000 a year and expects to afford these homes. So now we're in a renter's economy, and the boomers will basically continue holding on to power forever. Let's make this really, really clear. There's no future for the millennials at this moment. All right, the millennials will, most of them will never be able to afford homes. They will never be able to afford the boomers' homes. We're just going to be in a renter's economy where everyone's essentially renting from the banks and corporations. Like that's the truth. Like everyone is going to be renting from the banks and from the corporations. We're going to be living in a complete renter's economy. You will own nothing and you will have to be happy about it. No one's going to be happy, but if you complain, then maybe you need a taste of freedom. Maybe you need a taste of freedom. Because I said this before that America and China are moving closer and closer together. More and more we are looking very much like the CCP. Very, very much. Guys, what do you think regarding all of this? What do you think about Biden and his cognitive abilities? What do you right now? The Democrats the Republicans are pushing to have the tapes released of Biden's interview with the DOJ regarding his classified files, because they want to show that he was incoherent when he did that interview with the Department of Justice, which is why he could not stand trial for illegally taking those documents and sharing them with others. And they're trying to invoke the 25th Amendment to say that, well, he was not protected by presidential immunity or anything like that because he was not president at the time, which is what the Supreme Court has basically said. If you're president, any official acts done while president, you're protected. If any acts done while you're not president that were not official president business, then you're not protected. He did these things when he was not president. All right, even if he was working as a senator or a vice president, he was not president. So he's facing a lot of things. But really, what the Republicans want to do is invoke the 25th Amendment to show that he's incoherent. He's not capable of being president, of running the office, and they want to get him out as quickly as possible. And the Democrats might even join hands with them and say, okay, fine, we'll get him out also, so we can go and get Gavin Newsom in there, whoever we're going to handpick, because this isn't looking good. But yeah, guys, what do you think? Do you guys agree that the end is near? Okay, the end is near. Things aren't looking good. Yeah, I mean, they haven't been looking good for a while, but it's like it's right there. Trump said it, like he's taken multiple cognitive tests. Joe Biden has refused to take even one. Let's talk about it in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWAM and walking away. And cheers.